With Overwatch developers talking about an exciting new update coming very soon, and with Orissa's release having an actual impact on the in-game maps, I'm starting to have a little bit of an idea of what the next event or map is going to be, and I'm going to tell you all about it. So the idea of a Unity Day event is nothing new. It's been speculated for quite some time at this point, and the Unity Day and Omnic rights and all of that has been even featured in the official Overwatch cinematics, so everyone at this point should be quite familiar with Unity Day. Well, with some interesting messages from the developers and some interesting things happening with the Orisa storyline, there's some pretty good evidence for what this next event might be based around, and I really want to talk about what my thoughts were on this and how I personally think this event or new update is going to go down. So the lead writer on Overwatch, his name is Michael Chu, and he went onto the forums talking a little bit about Orisa's story and content for the rest of the year. He was saying that Orisa is the first release of the year and her story is basically going to be the first of many updates involving the Overwatch story. One of the main goals for Blizzard right now in 2017 is to have more story-related updates and content, and they're very busy with it at the moment. And then at the very bottom of this, he says, a little something else is coming just around the corner, so look out for it. So I think this is his way of saying, hey guys, we've been working on an update for a while, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. It's coming up very soon. My guess is this is either coming out right after or right when Orisa releases, along with all the new really big hero changes that are currently being tested on the PTR. One of the reasons I think this is going to happen is not just because of this Blizzard employee talking about it, but back when Orisa was first being uploaded to the YouTube channels of the official Play Overwatch accounts, there were 3 video sections that were updated. It was the hero playlist, it was the maps and event playlist, and it was also the developer update playlist. Now, as far as I know, we only got the developer update in the hero's story videos, and those were uploaded onto all the different regions of the Play Overwatch YouTube accounts. That being said, there was a third playlist that got updated, which was the maps and events playlist. And while I would be surprised if Blizzard uploaded the video that early about this new event, I haven't seen anything about what that video was or where that playlist even is anymore. I can't find any more information on it. So from these 2 points, I kind of believe that there is a story-based event coming soon. It's not just going to be another celebration like Chinese New Year or Christmas or Halloween. I think this next update is going to be lore-based, and I have a feeling it's going to release right around the time Orisa does, since Orisa had her own storyline going on, and Orisa actually had her story affect the map of Numbani. So if you were to go on Numbani right now in the spawn room, you'll see a bunch of broken OR-15 robots who got defeated by Doomfist. That is the clear story that's happened there, confirmed by Blizzard, and I'm starting to think that maybe this story is going to expand more, and the map of Numbani might be changed even more and possibly converted into an event map, sort of like how Junkenstein's Revenge changed the Eichenwald map into a large tower defense styled game mode, which I absolutely loved. I gotta say that was my favorite update that's been released so far. Absolute blast. I'm hoping, and so I may be biased here in my theory of this event, but I'm hoping they're going to do something like this where there's a raid or a kind of tower defense mechanic where you have to fight hordes of AI, or if you have to fight against other players in a story-based environment, less competitive, more fun, and just kind of enjoyment of the actual gameplay. I have a feeling they're going to completely change Numbani since they've already done the spawn room a little bit. This is the first map update that we've seen on this scale where the story of Overwatch and the updates coming out have actually affected the in-game environments, but I have a feeling that there's going to be more to this, and not just the Doomfist being stolen from the payload and the destroyed robots are going to be part of the story. I have a feeling that Overwatch story is going to develop more, and all these maps in the game are going to get updated based on what actually happens to maybe get people more interested in the story of the game and tell a very interesting story through the actual gameplay itself, the voice lines, what's happening around the player as they play. rather than forcing them to sit down into a campaign and listen to a long drawn out story told to them through cutscenes and all that. Now, what does this mean for Doomfist? Well, I have a feeling Doomfist isn't going to be directly involved in this patch, this new update. There's a possibility that he could be a boss fight character. I thought that was very interesting because Blizzard is a huge fan of community game modes, and as everyone knows, the #1 game mode played right now in the server browser is boss fight, and you see it everywhere. And I thought it would be really neat if Blizzard kind of adopted that on themselves and made a very balanced version of it, maybe where you can only select certain heroes on the attacking side, kind of like Junkenstein's Revenge once again, because in Junkenstein's Revenge you only had access to Hanzo, Ana, Soldier, and I believe McCree, yeah, for those sick high noons with the nano boost. So maybe if something like that occurs, Blizzard could finally balance a boss fight mode, and I would be really interested to see if they could do a kind of AI Doomfist boss fight challenge, because honestly, that would be really cool. And of course, that is just speculation, but you never know with Blizzard. They really like to surprise their community. Now, for Orisa, I would say she's going to be affected by this update because if there is a huge event, she's going to take major part in it, specifically because I think Numbani is going to be under attack in this update. The Doomfist has been stolen. We have Orisa, who is meant to protect people, and specifically Numbani and her protector, or I mean her creator, Ify Oladel. So if Doomfist tries to go after Ify Oladel, Orisa is going to step in, and if Orisa is somehow now a member of Overwatch, this is going to mean Overwatch versus another entity or organization, and I find that very interesting. Of course, Overwatch is already fighting Talon, but there's nothing specifically that we know that Overwatch is against. In the story, of course, Winston has reactivated all Overwatch members against the laws and regulations of the time, but we haven't actually heard about what Overwatch is now doing since they've been reactivated. And I believe this is going to be the very start of that storyline right there. And once we get this in-game and we see the updates affecting the maps, people are going to be a lot more interested in this story. It's going to get a lot more developed. We're going to see new characters appearing more often, we're going to see new maps, new places, and a whole bunch of really, really cool stuff. If you didn't like this video very much, I'd recommend leaving a dislike, but if you did like it, you should totally like it, and if you liked it a lot and you wanted to see more of this, then you should subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be uploading videos like this every week. It's totally worth it. Anyway, that's all I got for today's video. I'm RejectedShotgun, signing off.